Hey everyone, here with an overview of all the unreleased vehicles yet to come to GTA Online's Agents of Sabotage DLC. Before we continue though, I should mention that the Titan 250D is not included in this video. It has its own separate video where I test out the cannons, the armor, and just give you a more broad and general overview and go into much more depth than I will be able to in this video. So go check that out. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment down below if you haven't seen that video yet. All the other unreleased vehicles though, including police vehicles, aircraft and regular vehicles, will all be included in this video, so check the timestamps down below if you're looking for anything specific. As you've already seen by the footage so far, we've been customizing the Firebolt ASP. In terms of performance, it seems rather grippy, it seems pretty decent. It's an off-road vehicle, but judging from driving it around the city a little bit, I don't think it's going to be holding up a candle against a Draugr, but I guess more proper testing will be required for that. Moving on to the Uranus Lozspeed, a sports classic vehicle that, for those who play GTA 4, will probably very much immediately recognize this. Yes, you are also able to customize it to make it look even more like the car from GTA 4, and in terms of performance and the way that it handles, it's actually very grippy, and I actually really enjoyed driving it that little bit that I did do. Acceleration and especially the traction and grip seems very good, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be a top contender within its class, but as per usual, more proper testing will be required for it. Speaking of GTA 4 vehicles, the Coquette D5 is also a returning vehicle from GTA 4. If you're paying attention to some of the liveries, however, a Need for Speed fan might start shouting, "Wait a minute, that's the bounty car from the game!" And they would indeed be correct. This is the Bounty Hunter livery, and they even went as far as to call it Bounty Hunter 2, so neat little throwback to what I believe is Need for Speed Carbon. Don't quote me on that though, I'm sure someone in the comments will either way. In terms of performance though, once again, a pretty bog standard sports car. I wouldn't really be able to tell you if it's gonna do anything in terms of like the top tier of sports cars, considering that most cars in the sports class feel pretty similar, and that class at this point I believe is over 100 vehicles, so yeah, we'll find out, I suppose. Next up is the first of two new police cars yet to come, which is first of all the Outreach faction. Now, in terms of customization, pretty standard stuff for cop cars. However, funnily enough, the faction does keep its lowrider capabilities, so you are able to give this lowrider hydraulics, which is absolutely hilarious. Just imagine just patrolling the streets in your police car and suddenly you're like, wait a minute, that's not enough bounciness. I don't know, that was kind of cringe, but you get my point. Obviously, the big ticket item for most of you here is the Coquette D10 Pursuit. In terms of customization, it basically grabs everything from the regular Coquette D10, and then the standard police stuff that you can also get in all the other police vehicles is available here too. So in terms of customization, nothing too crazy. In terms of performance, however, it drives pretty similar to the Coquette D10, which I would argue is a bit of a shame, considering the Coquette D10 is not very fun to drive. If you hit a bump and you go like a different direction, you're gonna lose control. The brakes are pretty crap. So aside from the looks of things, in terms of performance and like wanting to drive it, I would personally still stick with the Gauntlet Interceptor, but that's a personal taste. In terms of top speed though, if it's anything like the Coquette D10, the top speed of this is going to be great, and if it's anything like all the other previous cop cars getting a new rendition, it's going to be slightly better. But if it's going to be worth like all that types of money for a car that doesn't handle all that great, that's going to be up to you. Now, it's time to move on to what is probably my biggest disappointment, the Duster 300H. It doesn't have a lot of customization. You can attach machine guns to it, which are not great, and it doesn't fly that well. It's really just a new version of the Duster, which was also slow and didn't handle very well either, so I guess at the very least it's staying true to its name. But yeah, it's not amazing. I wouldn't really go out of my way to go and get this. I don't think you're going to be winning any sort of dogfights with this either. It's just kind of it looks kind of cool and add it to your collection rather than anything else, honestly. And finally, more Call of Duty kill streaks making their way to GTA Online. The DH7 Iron Mule is basically a new version of what was the Cargo Bob. You are able to use a grappling hook to do what you normally do with the Cargo Bob. However, correct me if I'm wrong, but to me it seems that the rope underneath the Iron Mule here is longer than the Cargo Bob. Another neat feature about the Iron Mule here is that you are able to actually get a camera so you can better see where the rope is going and if you are actually hooking onto the vehicle. If this is worth the astronomical price tag, I don't know. Primarily because it sounds like the Cargo Bob, and if there's one thing that makes my ears bleed, is the extreme loudness of the Cargo Bob engine sound. Regardless, if you're looking to expand your collection of Modern Warfare 2 2009 kill streaks, this vehicle is for you. Also, in case anyone is going to ask, yes, you are able to open the back door. No, you're not able to get in because it is simply too small. And yes, that's not the first time you heard that. I know. With that said though, that's it for this one. Thank you so very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed or found it useful. Subscribe for more and become a member like Chloe, GTA Plus, and Notorious GM. And I'll see you all later.